No, this is not the right way. This is not the right way. This is the right way. This is the way, yeah. Man, these shades are too dark. I think it's cloudy, but it's not. Or is it? Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, it is cloudy a little bit. So that's why they were dark. Let me see. What's up, y'all? I mean, come on in, man. I know you. Well, this is not the right way. Oh, this is not the right way. Oh, man. I came the wrong way. I was going the right way. Well, I'll go this way. What's up? What's that? Good afternoon. Wake up. Omnicosmic, you already know. Love your soul, not your role. Jesus Christ loves you. What's going on? Anyway, it's my lunchtime. I gotta take a walk. I gotta come outside. I can't be inside, all the time. Just can't do it. That's the reason why I moved out here. I was thinking about maybe it depends. I'm starting over again, so I have a lot of back bills that I need to catch up on. So probably not going to be able to do much in terms. I was thinking about going jet skiing. Thank you for the 2 likes. Like, share, subscribe. Right now, I'm just chopping it up this afternoon. Chop up. I went the wrong way. I was going to go to the same place that I went yesterday, which was a little park over here. And I went the wrong way, but I got about an hour. Got an hour lunch. Won't take me that long to get there. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Would you be mine? You guys remember that guy? What was his name? Mr. Rogers? So I got a problem. I've been thinking about the word fun. F-U-N. I looked it up. But I was looking in terms of what does it mean to me? What is the word fun, the adjective, the adverb, I don't know, whatever they call it. What does it mean, fun? Fun, for me, is laughing, enjoying myself, sometimes even uncontrollably, right? Like, just, but how do I have fun? What did I associate with fun? Growing up, what was fun on TV? What did they show you that they gave us to associate with fun? Hey, if you do this is basically when I was a kid, they show you having fun was really not much because, we had like 4 UHF channels and then like maybe, I don't know, 3 or maybe 7 VHF channels. It was all analog. And fun in the commercials was depicted by a lot of strange stuff that doesn't really happen in a normal person's life. Especially for us, we were living in the projects, man. Fun in the summertime was going out, turning on a fire hydrant. So, turn on the fire hydrant, getting wet and dirty water, riding our bikes down the street with a cup in between the frame and the tire so it can sound like a moped. That's the kind of fun we had, chasing each other, playing hunter or tag or something like that. Playing basketball. That's the kind of fun that we had as children, as little kids in the city. But as you grew up, fun turned into something different with a different expectation. So, basically what it did was turn into alcohol usage, right? So people would see other people, they didn't have any inhibitions. They would say and do fun things, right? But then it would become a menace. Person would become a menace. And then everybody would call that person a drunk. Oh, he's a drunk, watch out. Well, we thought he was having fun. I went the wrong way again. I'll get it. So, so fun turned into trying to be like that guy. That guy that was inebriated on at first, which was alcohol. So as kids, you see that, and then you follow suit. You go to the liquor store, you get somebody to buy you liquor. Usually it's that guy. The one that everybody thought was having fun, right? He was wild, uncontrollable, did and said what he wanted to. So now fun had a totally different perspective. So as we grew up in that environment, fun basically was getting drunk and acting out of sorts. So this is why I want to talk about that word fun. Right now, that's not. I've been through that, and I know that is not fun as an adult because there are consequences to everything in life. And being drunk and inebriated and doing things that other people think is funny because they're not going to have to suffer the consequences. And they know, instead of helping you and telling you, hey, man, you're being a little, disorderly or they call the police, you get arrested, you get a record, and now you're stuck because you don't know how to have fun without alcohol. And then it turns into using drugs, right? So now the definition of fun to you, that person, is to be basically uninhibited with inhibitors. Wake up, wake up. You already know, love your soul, not your role. So I just went to, why now? You watch commercials now? So I'm saying that to say this. Fun is associated with Americans with alcohol. Fridays is associated with letting loose, getting drunk, weakening yourself. So that you could take that money that you work so hard for and give it right back to them. Right back to the ones who tell you in commercials that being drunk and drinking on the weekend is fun. And when you are not aligned, if however you guys want to choose to call it, the universe, meta, netta, I say Father God, Jesus Christ, your higher spirit, your higher sense of being. And most Americans are not. Most, if you watch, I watch, you remember Cops? I don't know if you guys ever got to see that show, Cops. Very controversial show where they would follow cops with cameras like they do now. And it was a show on TV. And they would show people getting arrested, people getting chased, and the majority of these people were all on drugs. They were all drunk. Because it's rare that you find somebody that acts out, uninhibited, disorderly, disrespectful, loud, boisterous, that is sober. I mean, there are some that absolutely. So now I see on almost all social networks, people just having fun. Look up the word fun. I mean, look. Don't just look at the topical information. Look at it deeply. Look at all the other definitions of the word fun. So all these people are just having fun. They're dancing on TikTok, on Facebook. Everybody's dancing. Everybody got dance moves. Everybody's doing all these challenges. Having fun. Let's have fun. Fun, fun, fun. You know what a jester is? Basically a clown. You guys know what a clown is? So the majority of Americans are having fun. And the entire world looks at all you Americans as clowns. All of you. They have no respect for America. That's why they're moving over here. That's why they're taking over your soil. They're taking over your businesses. And the corporate America is letting them do it. Because Americans are just clowns. But that's what they bred. They bred clowns because they wanted to make money off of you. You didn't know any better. And who was educating you about your money? The same people that are selling you out. The very same people. But you're a clown. Americans are clowns. You have no importance, no seriousness. You have no nickel in that quarter. That's why they're selling everything that you think belongs to you to others, because it doesn't belong to you. Because you never bothered to stop clowning around, to stop being led into alcoholism and drugism. So you, an American, you're a commodity to all these other countries. They come here, they get stores, car dealers, and you purchase from them on your own land. So all this stuff that about people coming over on the border and, all this ICE stuff, America's been sold. You've been sold. Here, ones that are making the economy better by selling to you. Keep on clowning around. Wake up, wake up. You already know omnicosmic in the house. Keep on being a clown. Keep on being inebriated. Keep on dancing. Because it's hitting the fan now and you don't even know it. You're busy doing challenges and dancing and showing your children how to dance on social media. Looking at your children, jacking off, and you just clowning. And you wonder why things happen to you. Because you ain't wake up. You're not paying attention. And they know this. And they're running over all of you in a tractor trailer as slow as possible, and you still can't do nothing about it. Because you have no knowledge, no wisdom. You're all clowns. entertainment, drugs, all that stuff is what Americans do. So anybody that has an entrepreneurial state of mind or an enterprise state of mind, look at these guys again. They're gonna come here. They're gonna make deals with the government. Hi. It's a beautiful family. The babies are getting big. See, the babies are the ones that are closest to us, and the parents are the ones that are farther away. They're big. Beautiful animals. This guy's over here on my time. So stop being clowns. Honestly, I think it's a little too late. Even if you stop being clowns and you start looking into legislation and you start looking into the Supreme Court and you start wanting to be part of the system, I think it's too late for y'all. You're not going to make any changes by rioting in your own country. Stop being clowns. When people look at us, Americans, they see a clown with a little red nose on, with makeup on, dancing and parading around with no care in the world. You're a jester. But you know what's so funny? That everybody else wants to be like you. All these other people in other countries, you see them mimicking Americans, the dance moves, the rapping, the beatboxing. They're mimicking. But guess what they have that you don't? They have a foundation. Family, businesses, morals, ethics. But the influence of Americans is running that to the ground. But they don't lose sight of who they are, where they come from. You don't know who you are, where you come from, because it's been erased. You're not even spending time trying to figure it out. But you're busy trying to be a clown, trying to entertain others with your idiocy, with your uneducated. You don't have to go to college to be educated. You don't have to go to Harvard. Read a book or two or three a month. Stand for something. Have some kind of scruples and principles. Don't get me wrong, I love laughing. I love seeing the videos where people crash into things. I mean, sometimes I could get concerned because, you never know, they might have gotten hurt. But in the interim, and that's another form of buffoonery, is that if someone that you're watching, say they're riding a bike, right, and they crash, and the first thing you do is laugh, you got some splaining to do, Lucy. You're laughing at somebody getting hurt. Like, I watched the video a couple of times before I say, okay, that person's good. But I watched the video, and the people who are watching this person doing the stunt that they're trying to do, being a clown, being a buffoon, knowing that they're going to get hurt, they get hurt. And then the first reaction for these people that are watching them is laughing. Just like everybody else in every other country is doing to us right now, laughing at us. They ain't laughing at me. Because I'm not a clown. You don't see me. I like clowning around with my friends, but you don't see me on social media doing clowny things. Maybe when I was a kid, right? But I just wanted to go into that word, fun. There's a limitation. Your life is not, believe me, at the end of the day, your life is not going to be fun. I know some of you trying to make money, be influenced, but why you want to influence the world with buffoonery? Tell me that. Is that all you know? Is to be a buffoon? Did you go to clown school? I think you did. But come on, fun has its limits, right? Having fun has its limits. There are other people that come from other countries and are taking your stuff, and they're taking advantage of the things that were offered to you. Now, the system had a lot to play in that, right? I'm not saying that they didn't. Of course they did. Right? Sitting on top of the world. Oh, it's about to rain. I got it, Gale might. Look at that. That's a retention pond. So if it rains, see the sewer right there? Let me show you. Let me go this way. So if it rains a lot, the water's going to come right through there and it's going to fill this up. And it's going to save the planet. And maybe because of my algorithm, I'm seeing all this clowny stuff. I don't know, because like I said, I like seeing, people, when they I shouldn't say get hurt, but I'll see a video and I see something about to happen. Oh, let me see, But the first reaction I see that people do is they laugh. People putting their kids on, dancing with showing their children dancing, buffoonery. So what are they passing on to their children? The same thing. So what class of people are Americans going to be in the future? Entertainment clown class? Class of, what are they, clown of the class? The class clown. Is that, I used to be the class clown. I used to make fun, but I always got my work done. I graduated. I got my GED. I went on to college and I got some stuff done seriously, right? I'm still educating myself to today. Reading books, learning HTML, learning JavaScript, learning AI. I'm learning every single day. And the older I get, the more I want to know. So this conversation started off with the word fun. I was looking up the word fun. Look up the word fun. There's a limit. There's a limit to have, fun is fun, but it has its place. So I think that a lot of people are fulfilling an empty space of unfulfillment. You're unfulfilled, so you do clowny things. You put it on TV or whatever you call this, on social media, and then like you see people running around and doing like pranks to people, and they get shot and stabbed, and they end up going to the hospital. Have you seen that? Not everybody loves clown. Not everybody likes clowns or buffoonery. But the word fun, there's a limit, right? So distinguish the difference between somebody on television with a bottle of Jack Daniels and is sitting by a pool and everybody has a glass and they're all cheering and they're having fun. There's consequences to that. You drink too much, you dehydrate, you lose your inhibitions, right? You open up to all types of spiritual suggestions, verbal suggestions. So understand that alcohol is a concoction, a chemical concoction to control the outcome of the individual who consumes it. I know, because I used to drink alcohol every day. So look up the word fun, see where we're at here in America on how we market that word to our constituents, how we market the word fun. Hey, y'all want to have fun? Hold up, let me go get a 12-pack. Let me go get, some Jack. And then they show them all in the backyard barbecuing, all having fun. But they don't show the shootout. They don't show the fight that happened. Because there's consequences to that supposed fun that you've been trained to think this is a beautiful house. Wow. That you've been literally conditioned to think that if you're not drinking alcohol on Friday, the beginning of the weekend, that you're not having fun. So what that does, it inhibits a lot of your normal dopamine levels and a lot of your normal forms of thinking, of processing information, and then it enters it in a manner that you're not in control of, and then it controls you, and then you do and you say things that either what's going to happen, it turns into a habit because you want to erase all those things that you did. If you remember, or if someone would dare to tell you, unless they used you so that you can entertain them when you were drunk. So look up the word fun. Look at these pretty flowers. These are pretty flowers. I don't know if this is a rhododendron tree. I don't know, but anybody knows what these are. They're very pretty. And yeah, there are bees. There goes, that's not a bee. What is that? Oh, that's a lullaby. What is that? Look at that thing. I've never seen one of those. You see it right there? Yeah. So, fun. Look it up. I'm not gonna do that. I was gonna say that I'll put it in the description, but you can go ahead and find out. Look it up. And don't just look the first definition. There's more than one definition to that word. Look up the synonyms, antonyms if you must, and then come up with your own conclusion. Everybody is only assertive when it comes to acquiring entertainment. Everybody wants to go to the movies. Everybody wants to dance and party and club. Everybody wants to have a PS5. So you have to consume these things in order to have them. They don't just come. They're not just going to give them to you. So you're spending all your money just so that you can have fun outside of you. So now you lose yourself. This is why people become depressed and sad when they lose everything that they worked for. Because they are no longer an individual. They're part of all of that. Yeah, I made it cool. That's fine. I'm not attached to nothing. I detach myself real quick. Real quick. And I'm not, and this is why I'm still here. This is why I'm still popping off, right? At my age, I don't attach myself to nothing material. I like clothes. I like nice clothes. I love nice clothes. And that's like probably, if I would say that was my weakest point, is that if I had but I'm not going to spend my last bucks on buying me some gear, but I love buying gear. I love gear. Gear is awesome. But that's, neither here nor there. I just gave away, and this is not my first time doing it. I had a bag full of brand new sneakers. Brand new. Some of them, this is $130. This was a couple of years ago. I gave that whole bag away. I don't know if I ever told you so. I was living in a little complex, an apartment complex. So I took the bag, I put all my new clothes in there, all my old clothes, and I put it in the trash. I mean, brand new clothes. So I saw one of the janitors with my gear on. I said, man, you look good in that, man. That looks familiar. I didn't say nothing, but I just did it again. I just took a bunch of shoes, a big industrial bag full of shoes, and gave it away. That's freedom. That's when you're free. When you're tied to things that you think is making you happy, that you think or you feel that is necessary to keep you happy. That's not the jammy, homie. It's not true. It's not true. So, look, there's ibises. So that's what I want to talk about today. The word fun, the action, the adverb, the adjective, whatever. Find out what it's about, what it says, how it explains. And how Americans are so buffoonish, man. Clowns. Like, stop clowning so much. You could clown. I'm not saying you clown, but stop trying to influence children to be clowns. Because that's who's watching you. I don't watch that. I'll see it and I'll see how I just go. Sometimes I'm like, why am I seeing this? Not interested. Clowns or naked women all the time. It's like, come on. Life ain't about that, because once that's all gone, guess what's steady? Father God, Jesus Christ. And then now you're guilty, and now you're depressed, and I shouldn't have did this, and I shouldn't have gone there, and I shouldn't have drank this. Because you're not making these decisions with your wholesome self. You're being influenced to make these decisions by marketers, by propaganda. Wake up, wake up. And then, what's even more fun than when you become depressed, Now you got to go to a clinic. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt, burned it in the bonfire. And then what's even more fun, then you get to purchase pills that's going to do the exact same thing because you didn't understand what it is to live in yourself, within yourself. I'm saying this because I didn't have this problem prior to meeting people, talking to people, hanging out with people. I was always a reader. I would always read. But then, didn't know my place as a human. Like, come on, let's go hang out. Go hang out, get drunk, do all of this crazy nonsense, and then end up regretting. I did this for many years. And you shouldn't do it. Do what you must. But you will transcend. You will be judged. We all will. So if you love your soul, not your role, look up the word fun. Dissect it. Like who created it? Who invented it? This fun, funnerer, funnest. And see what that's about. See why that. Alcohol will consume you, and then you will become depressed, and then you drink more alcohol, and then because the alcohol will close that out, close that uptake of those emotions that you should be dealing with naturally. It'll close it off. So when it closes it off, it'll inhibit you, and then you can go out, you can have fun. You think you're having fun under an influence of a spirit that is not you. So the more you drink, the more of a black hole that you have in your heart, the more empty you become. The more you drink, the more you drink, the more empty you become. It's a vicious cycle. So then when you're done with all that, guess what starts to happen? You begin to have kidney issues, blood issues. Sugar is a killer. Sugar will kill you. And what is beer made out of? And liquor? Sugar. Sugar will kill you. Sugar is the main killer. And there is science about that. Not just pulling out of thin air. Have fun. Just do it naturally. You can have fun naturally. You can be a clown naturally. Don't be excessive. Don't influence to get some type of education, some type of vocational training, welding, whatever they love to do, whatever you see them enjoying as children, make that a part of their growing experience. And then that will lead them to total and complete uninhibited fun. Okay, that's my contribution. Love your soul, not your role. You already know. We will see you tomorrow. Father God loves you. Jesus Christ loves you. Love your soul, not your role. Wake up.